Are we good? I think we're good. Alright, let's load up this lobby then. I can get a hold of Boomer. Boomer can invite everybody and anybody. And then we can go from there. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. That should be everyone invited back. We should be in F1 cards. Steering shift off. Low braking, no braking. Off, 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 off. That's my assists, which is irrelevant in this game because we aren't actually doing anything here. This should be Brazil. This will be short. That will be custom grid. That will be dynamic. That will be realistic, and that's approximate. Sorry, Pyro has McDonald's Wi-Fi. What did I do? I don't have McDonald's Wi-Fi. That is just absolutely slanderous. That is slanderous, and you know it. Off. Hard. Off. Off. If you think that's staying on. And that should be everything. We should be good to go in terms of everything outside of... I love how it's just got a... It's just... We are starting to get people through, I think. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to set the grid as we go along now. Grid editor, time to go on Boomer's DMs so he can, so let's reverse it. Jaden starts in the lead. It's the first one to DNF, then Mike. Mike always starting toward the front of these and then never ending to the front of these because he is not a good driver. And Joker, and then Sam, sorry. I can't speak English today. CL. There's Noof. Noof is next. Then it's Fun. Then it's Fab. Then it is Tropical. After Tropical, it is Saeed and Mini. So, Saeed, Mini. It's Jaguar and Jack. Jaguar, Jack. Then it's Nivy. Where's Nivy? There's Nivy. Then it's Lucky. Then it's Boomer. Then it's Big Turns. Then it's Mitchell. Then it's Hallinan. Then it's Bloodwave. And that should be 20. That should be 20 in the right order as well. Confirm those changes. And as long as Boomer gives me the heads up that everything is in fact okay, we should be good to go. That should be everything. You just watched me do it on stream, so I think it should be. Should be fine, I think. There's only a couple of people, but there's expected countries are not very well connected to me at the moment. Let's do one more run of everything. Yep, that should be fine. We should be good to go. $60, Brazil. That is 25%. I have got the grid right. If I haven't got the grid right, then everyone was here. Everyone was here. Everyone was in this stream also didn't see it. So I'm not the only one. We should be good to go. If it's wrong, you can't blame me. No one else picked up on it as well. So we're all wrong here. Alright, we're just waiting now for people to do their strategies, essentially. We're just doing, I think, it's setups as well. So it might take a little bit longer. But we are, in fact, just getting through things at the moment. Alright. Shouldn't be too long now before we go for the 18 laps here at Brazil. He's gone past Scotland. Rip Scotland. Alright, here we go. There's 3, 4, 5 red lights. It lights out and away we go. Jaden starts in the lead from Joker from San. As we go down towards turn 1, San's got off to a flying start there on the softs. He's got himself into a good position. Currently in the lead of the race before he collides with Jaden. And Jaden goes round. And we already have a yellow flag. Mike was also at the back for some particular reason. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. We'll wait and see what's going on afterwards. Everything just came into nightmare there. Bloodwave already in 10th. It's been 3 or 4 corners. As we go from San in the lead, Fab is in second right now. CL in third after he needs a recovery or two. In the beginning of this one, you got Tropical, who's fighting against Jaguar, who's going up the inside well now, and they've come together just a little bit. But Jaguar is going to get that position really nicely as we got Saeed on the inside of Tropical as well, as he tried it, but he isn't going to get away with it. Bloodwave now on the inside will take that one off of Saeed really easily. We continue to go down the grid. Mitchell also here, and I think that's Mike having an absolute nightmare once again. Noob is getting by against Mike on the inside there, and I think Boomer also doing a quick little check on him as well. Nibby is in the pit, so he must have had a bit of a problem off the start of this one. As we got the inside line here for Mike against Boomer, and it looks like Boomer is going to have a bit of a problem. Mike gets past both the Ferrari and the Alpine there and gets a nice little double move. And Jack versus Font. Jack needing to recover as well and has done pretty nicely at the moment. He's currently in 5th, 5 places up on Bloodwave in this race so far, as San and Fab and Joker are starting to pull away just a little bit. Bloodwave just gets past past Tropical here, who's having a bit of an issue, who's lost his position as Saeed. Now he's got mini turns on the side of him as well, and he's lost the position to both the Aston Martins in a corner. We got a bit of a battle going on in the background. That's Lucky versus Mitchell, and Lucky does enough to hang on against Mitchell here. Well, that not look too comfortable there from the Mercedes in front of Big Tent here. As we continue down into turn 1, so we're going to watch Mini Turns and Saeed, as those two are going to go side by side. Still fighting it through 1, now to 2, and I think Mini Turns has got by, and he's properly got by. Mike has picked up 3 seconds for track limits. It's always one of those, never really much going there. Saeed gets by again on Mini Turns with the nice, with a nice little use of the ERS or DRS, I think there. Made that look very easy. As we go a little bit further in front, Big Ten, actually back as Big Ten gets by. And we've got an Alfa Romeo off the track, and that is CL, who's lost out on a few positions. He's dropped to 5th, which means he's lost out to Jack and Joker, who is still hanging in there as well. Bloodwave trying to get past Font, hasn't been able to do that yet. Font is just hanging himself on the outside, and now he's gone the grass, which will allow for Bloodwave to just drive on through unaided. Made that far too easy in the end there, Font. It also looks like he's let Jaguar through as well, and that is never a good sign. Saeed now going to try this. He's going to box himself in though, as he is going against Font, and he's not going to beat Font. Bloodwave also holds on against Jaguar as well in the battle for 6th place right now. We'd head down the straight. Jack versus Fab is also a battle going off into turn 4, and it's going to be one that's won by the AlphaTauri. Jack moving up in position, and San is absolutely in control of this race at this point in time. That's another Alfa Romeo mistake, and CL is probably on double figures for spins in this sprint week as a whole. He didn't enjoy Vegas. It was every other second that he did it, and he's now spinning a few times here in Brazil as well, and all the way down into 17th at this point in time. We're going to put the tyres on just for reference of what people chose. Obviously, it's still going to be soft to hard as Jaden's out the race. Jaden is out of the race, DNF, and that is a double DNF for the Ferrari today. That is never a good sign. There's still a battle here between Fab and Jack. Jack in the medium tyres is doing a good job at the front of the grid right now. Bloodwave versus Joker is also going on. Bloodwave should be able to have this one with the use of DRS and makes it easy. Also Saeed versus Jaguar in the background of our picture was a fairly easy one with the use of DRS as well. However, Jaguar's got the chance to fight this back. Saeed must have made a mistake or two here, which allowed for Jaguar to look for a moment. Mitchell picks up 3 for track limits, as he is starting to work his way through the grid, but it's not going to be good news if he can't get himself on, keep himself within track limits the entire way. He's still fighting against Big Tent. This is a Tier 1 versus a Tier 1 battle heading into the final sector here in Brazil. The inside line for Mitchell still there against Big Tent. They're still fighting, and it's still there as we still have Font in front as well, who's not having a particularly good exit, as Mitchell finally gets by on Big Turns. It took him a while, but he got by eventually. As we now head down towards turn 1, Mitchell looks for it. Jaguar picks up 3 in front here, and he gets it for track limits as well, as nothing really changes in this battle between into turn 1 and out of turn 3. It looks like Fab and Jack are going at each other, and we're actually going to have a quick look at this, because I want to see what's going on. Fab now fighting Bloodwave, and Bloodwave is trying not to box himself in just a little bit here. He had Jack in front, he's now got Fab to the side, and Fab is going to do an excellent job of defending there, until Bloodwave taps him on the rear, and just about a little bit of, that's excellent car control there from Fab, and Bloodwave is trying to push his way through, rather than actually overtake with any sort of cleanness there whatsoever. And, yeah, you get through eventually, albeit I would love to see a Tier 1 driver not act so arrogant next time. Here comes Joker as well, and yeah, and Fab has suffered drastically from Bloodwave's clear double contact. If you're Tier 1 driving against the guys you would consider to be slower, you should be able to clear these guys no problem. There's no excuse for that kind of contact. But we're continuing on in this race now, almost halfway. Still got a massive train or two happening in the back half of the field. One led by Font, the other one led by Mini Turns, as they go all the way back to Ruffles in 15th. Ruffles is in and out of the DRS on Hallinan right now, who's just not got going in the second race despite a podium finish in Las Vegas. Bloodwave is now really close to Jack. He's going to give this one a good go. It looks like Bloodwave to the inside is going to get it to work. And gets it to work fairly easily as well. Up into second place goes Bloodwave. We've still got a few battles going on. Big Turns now against Font, and Big Turns is able to just blow by Mitchell. The next one on the list here for Big Turns, as he's also still within Mitchell's 3-second time penalty range as well. Big Turns, I think he might be in Jaguars in the same process. And CL has spun again. His day is just going from bad to worse as the longer it stays a thing here. He is just falling off the edge from starting in 5th. This is about as worse of a day as you could possibly have got. Especially if you're CL here. We've got a battle for the lead of the race. Bloodwave versus San. Jack heads into the pits, down towards turn 1, and Bloodwave takes the lead of the race. Jack, Big Turns, Boomer, Mini Turns, all 4 of them into the pits now. Jack's hoping for the undercut to work a little bit here so he can get the front 2 and maybe push a little bit. And Font is out of the race. Font is out of the race. Joker picks up 3. And Font must have made a mess of turn 3 because his car's parked up on the exit of turn 3 there. So we're now down 2. Font not having a good day either at the office, and he's just well, his day is finished early. We're continuing on now then, as San is still, San is just outside the DRS range on Bloodwave. It won't be too long before a thing, and Ruffles is out, so another one is out of the race. Tropical this time, as everyone just keeps getting a move up a grid place or 2, and I think CL has had another mistake because Bloodwave picks up 5 for speeding into the pit lane, and Saeed picks up 5 for speeding in the pit lane. And when you're leading a race, that is a costly mistake there from Bloodwave. And that will give ASR San a huge opportunity here. And same with Jack as well. It's interesting to see where Jack is going to be at the end of all this. Noof is coming out the pit lane. Is he going to be able to get himself out in front of Noof, in front of Bloodwave? Is he going to be able to lead a lap? We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Defeat may have been an issue for Merck. Jack is technically out in second place, as Noof Squid is going to lead a lap of a Grand Prix. Come on, lad. Go on, Noof. You can do it. You can hold it together. We have seen Bloodwave impatient to overtake the slower cars. You see Gan almost right into the back of the Ferrari this time. And he'd gone to the inside now on Noof, and he'd got it to work. That is about as clean as it gets, though. As we see Jack also launching around the outside now, trying to get on the back of that Williams in front. And quite frankly, he only needs to get keep within 5 seconds. Bloodwave has no argument on this one. He did, in fact, speed in the pit lane unaided. So he's got that 5 seconds that definitely will be served as another Alfa Romeo is off the track. And I think there's CL again. He is certainly in double figures now. As Boomer gets past Joker here down the straight, in the early part of the straight even. As we head down towards turn 1, Joker now heads into the pits, and Mini Turns will take that position as well. So we're down 3 drivers. Everyone is starting to move up the positions. Noof Squid has just dropped again, as San this time is going past. Fab also going round as well, as those two are now going to fight for 3rd position in this race. They're still technically within Bloodwave's 5-second penalty, so there's still a podium attempt for both of these drivers. Bloodwave picks up another 3, and that won't be removed either, as Bloodwave is self-destructing in this race, and that will mean Jack will get another shot at this championship charge, because the first race is going to be recovered here by winning the second. Bloodwave has well and truly made this team much more difficult for himself than he ever needed it to be. Even with just the 3 seconds, he would only lose 1 position. With 8, he's going to lose he's going to lose at least 3. As San is going to go against Fab here, and San is going to get by. ASR San is now into P2 of this race, technically, after we had all the penalties on. Hallinan has got past Noof, so does Lucky. As they're now moving up toward the top 10. Saeed is getting past Fab as well. As they're fighting their way through, CL picks up a 3-second time penalty, because this game hadn't beaten him up already in this way. And here comes Mitchell to the inside of Fab, and he's got that one done fairly easily. Maybe a bit too easy at the end of the day. Now got Saeed, and as Fab goes back to the inside of Fab, comes together and spins a bit too deep in the end. And Fab is going to have a little bit of a problem now. Maybe the tire's been a little bit too warm, but he is definitely off the back of this train. And he's on his own for a little while now. Might gain Mitchell an extra position as a whole at the end of this one. Saeed also has a penalty, so Mitchell is fighting Saeed for position, I think. It may even be the case that Saeed has more of a penalty than Mitchell. I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure it out as we go along, as San is going to have to fight against Mitchell here. These are going to go side by side. Down through 2 and now through 3, and Mitchell has got by, and this is not good news for San, who thought he would be fighting for maybe a top 2 spot. With the use of Bloodwave's 8 seconds of penalties, and take that off the board at the moment. We're on lap 13. Saeed's got to get a move on if he wants to get into the top 2 of this race. Even Bloodwave's 8 seconds of penalties aren't enough to realistically do anything right now. I think San would still jump Bloodwave though, so it's still a second place is a possibility for San here if he can get himself a little bit closer, and I hope that the 2 in front are also going to, well, not fight it out and work together to see if they can get themselves closer where Jack and Bloodwave actually are. Also, Joker picks up 3 there. He's currently 16. He got a yellow flag in sector 1. It's Alfa Romeo again. And again, I think it's CL. Yeah, it is CL. CL again. Been lapped in both the races today. Hallinan moving up into 10th now as well. see if he can improve on the first race, add to the first race of the day with a decent finish in the second one, so he could possibly move up the championship as we go along. Mike has picked up 3 seconds as well now, which doesn't mean much considering he's already in 13th. Mitchell got past Saeed rather easily there, as Saeed is now against San. San needs to get by as well just to make sure he can get himself within that 8-second gap, which is currently shrinking at the moment, considering the chances of that are shrinking as Mitchell and Jack are eating up most of that 8 seconds. And also San is not really able to get past Saeed at the moment either. Saeed is close, has enough for DRS, so it's going to be a little bit more of a pain here for San as well. We're going throughout the rest of the grid. It may be a big turn, maybe a Haas versus Haas battle here. As we head down into turn 1, is Big Turn's close enough? No, he is not, but Hallinan definitely is. As Hallinan gets past mini turns, and Hallinan is up to 9th. So another possibility of a good finish, a mediocre finish to add to the great finish from earlier. If he can keep this one going, Fab. And it looks like Big Turns to the inside of Fab now, and that's a brilliant move. Poking through the hole that Jaguar created. Almost able to have a run at Jaguar as well. Both the Haas is getting past the Mercedes like he didn't exist on lap 15 here. Nearly 8 seconds splitting Bloodwave and Mitchell. Never mind Saeed and San afterwards. So Bloodwave, even though he's self-destructing and he's currently 5 seconds ahead of Jack, and he's self-destructed with the penalties, he's still going to get away with a large majority of this. And it would mean that I believe Bloodwave might be taking in a lead into the into the week 3 of this sprint season. As we're going to watch Big Turns pull to the inside there on Jaguar, but not enough to be alongside there on Jaguar. Boomer against Lucky. Lucky not able to be so lucky against Boomer here, as Boomer is going to start to drive off. Big Turns finally gets past Jaguar eventually with the use of the DRS. Moves him up into 6th. Jaguar's also got a penalty as Fab and Hallinan are looking very poised to take advantage of that. See the Red Bull and the Aston Martin in 9th and 10th. Just peering into the background a little bit here. It looks like we might be over the 8-second gap now. We're just there and thereabouts. When it comes to Mitchell, when it comes to the gap between Bloodwave and Mitchell, which means anyone behind Mitchell hasn't got a track of making anything stick. Here comes San, who needs to get past Saeed at some point to really get something going. And there's a spin for an Alfa Romeo again. And once again, I think that is CL, that span again there in sector 2, and he has, it is CL that has gone round once more. As we saw San get past Saeed, as he now had a chance to start going in the direction of Mitchell now, rather than backwards. Maybe there's still a chance, a possibility of Bloodwave here as well with a lap or 2 to go. We'll wait and see when you add the penalties on. And there's a penalty for Fab. Fab picks up 3. I'm going to have a quick look at the state of the penalties here. So 6 for Jaguar, which will drag him quite significantly way back. Fab will still get the position there as well. Hallinan's going to jump a couple. So it's going to be a good day for Hallinan. A 2nd and a 7th would be a nice day's work at the office, I think, there for the Red Bull driver. We're still continuing to look through. It's 8.5 seconds now. That split Bloodwave and Mitchell, but 6.5 more importantly. That splits Bloodwave and Jack. There is 1 lap left to go. If he can get 1.4, he can win this race. Jaguar gets back past Big Turns. That might open the door for Hallinan as we see another Alfa Romeo and another spin for CL, I think. Mike has 14 seconds worth of penalties because apparently he doesn't know what a track limit looks like. Big Turns gets back past Jaguar, and that'll stave off Hallinan for the rest of this race as well. Right now, Bloodwave only has 6.8, 6.9 is the one, is the gap that's splitting them. It's not enough, as he's got about 3 or 4 corners left on the track to realistically get past his tier, to realistically get that extra 9/10 of a second. It's coming. Is he going to get enough? He's got towards 7/10 left on the clock, and he's got 1 corner left to get, and it's nowhere near enough in the end. It's going to be about 8/10 of a second that splits to 2, which means Jack is going to win, albeit made a meal of it, is going to win in Brazil. You got Bloodwave in second, San in third, Mitchell gets fourth. It's a good day for San there, he'll take the third in this race. You know, Saeed in fifth, Big Turns in sixth, Hallinan will take seventh, Fab in eighth, actually Lucky in eighth in all of that, Fab in ninth, Jaguar in 10th, Boomer in 11th, Mini Turns in 12th, Mike is going to end in 14th, but Snoop is going to take that position off him quite drastically. Actually, Mike might end further back than that. Mike is actually going to end all the way back in 16th. As we go to the line there, and Noof gets past Mike, and yeah, Nibby gets up in the 14th, Joker 15th, Mike is going to take 16th as the whole there, and Ciel is going to finish a lap down. Oh, and Ciel just going to spin one more time for good measure. Apparently he wasn't done spinning yet. But yeah, wow, that will end sprint for the day. That will end sprint for the day. It was not a good day at the office for CL, who started 5th in the championship. Will definitely not be 5th by the end of this one. Bloodwave almost pulled it off in the end with the 8 seconds, even with 8 seconds worth of penalties, but it wasn't enough to beat Jack, who just about gets away with it in the end. 7.25 seconds the gap in the end, but Jack wins in Brazil, followed by Bloodwave, followed by the ASR, I think it's ASR San, sorry, I just butchered that one. And then you got Mitchell in 4th, so the strat for the championship is going to look very interesting at the end of this one. But for now, I'm going to leave you off with the podium celebrations, and then a picture of the overalls, the picture of the final race standings, and then leave you guys to be, and I will see you on in terms of F1. I will see you guys on Sunday in a bit.